I'm ready for y'all to enjoy it, so I can watch y'all enjoy it, and I can enjoy it animated.
All right,
I'm
all
finna, I'm
right,
finna
all right.
cry in this next fucking arc. Shit, I'm finna cry. I
Well,
know
well,
I'm
you
gonna
about to
cry.
cry right now because we're gonna slowly transition over to your anime, Panda. See, that's what we call a
Oh,
transition, ladies and
see,
gentlemen. And Panda's anime, I already know Panda's anime was
you actually
absolutely
don't
fearful.
because I kind of want to do one different. So
Oh,
let me
oh, okay.
explain, and let me explain.
Audible? Okay, go for it, Panda.
I will say I do. As much as I love Fruits Basket, and I want to talk about it. A lot of people know about Fruits Basket, have been
Mm-hmm.
talking about it.
Mhm.
Great, it's a great series. This is not taken away from it all, but I do want to focus on a series that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about, and it's
Okay.
called BackFlip. The Japanese name is Bakuten,
Ah, I do
and
remember
it's
you
Yeah, I
talking
saw
about
that.
that. So, okay, all
it's a
right.
Let's
So,
talk
sports
about
we
it.
got a little
anime.
audible, but go ahead, Panda. Break down backflip for us.
So BackFlip is about this guy who is a baseball player. He's not very good at it, and he wanders around. I think not a high school campus or something, and he comes into this auditorium, and he sees these guys on the floor. It's actually a men's rhythmic gymnastics match, and he watches the high school like this group. For background in men's rhythmic gymnastics, I think this is true in real like in reality as it is in the series. You need 6 members. For every member you don't have, you lose points.
Mm.
So the team he saw had 4 members, and they performed, and their performance kind of just blew him away. And they got a high score for a group that didn't have 6 members.
Mm-hmm.
So goes to high school and wants to join the team, and he ends up coming part of the team with his senpai and another guy first year who is basically the ace, was basically kind of the ace of his own team, really good a gymnast. And so this series follows them as they try to make it to the inter high.
National space.
Not nationals, it's more, I think it's just mostly the inter high.
Okay.
And the reason I love this series so much is because it's so wholesome and so funny and cute. Like, yeah, there's some angsty kind of sadish moments, but a lot of it is just like really sweet. The characters are colorful and like amazing. My favorite character is Watari because like he loves Yakuza and stuff, and he's very like rough around the edges.
Mm.
But I think he's the one that is really great at either back flips or handstands. I want to say handstands. And he's like very apologetic when he's in the wrong. And all the other characters are so wonderful and so awesome. And I love them. I love the way that they portray the gym, like the performances and like being in gymnastics. I like the bond between the characters that grow. I fucking love the opening, which is Seishu Nobu by Sentimental, which did the soundtrack for Given and the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
I authentically love this series, and it's one of my favorites that came out of spring because of, I've become more of a sports anime head,
Right, right.
and I love just how this series, and I hope they have a season 2 because I want to see my boys, and it's like I'm just like I feel like a proud mom every time I see them perform. They do really well. I just be proud. I just be like, look at my baby, look at my baby. But I think everyone should watch it. Like, don't. And people are probably going to be turned off by the men's room, the gymnastics part, because people like to assign gender to what sports should be played and stuff
Mm.
like that. I think
Mhm.
it's wonderful, and I think it's beautiful, and I really think y'all would enjoy it. It's like only 12 episodes, I want to say,
Okay.
but I love the opening. Just gives me joy. Like I don't think I've ever skipped the opening since I watched like the series
Nice.
every episode because it's just so uplifting and it's just so colorful and you just want them to do great and win, and their interactions with their like rival team is so funny, and it's just
Hey, sports anime. I say this much. There was some really good sports animes back in the '90s. Like we had like Slam Dunk
I
and
love Slam.
other like
I love
sports animes. But sports animations came a long damn way, and a lot of sports animes are now getting really, really, really good. I know another one that was being watched by Abe was Burning Comedy, and I was like, I don't
Yeah,
even know what this is,
I was
but I'm
watching this.
interested.
I was watching it too. That was on my list too, and I slightly dropped it only because like it was cute in the beginning, but I didn't get like that like heart feeling I got from like Haikyuu or watching Slam
The
Dunk.
goat of sports animes, haiku.
No,
Because
no.
oh man, haiku. Like we can get started on that. And that's Panda's baby. Like I know of one other person that loves haiku as much as Panda, and these two can literally create an entire fan club of haiku because they love it that much.
I love the writing of Haikyuu. When I was binging it, I was like taking notes because like I'm writing my own manga at the time. So like just like how you're able to bounce back from character to character, knowing like each character personality. So when they're in the match, you know the situations where like, oh, it's gonna go to this character, and it's like you're right 99% of the time because you spent so much time with these characters and like their growth in volleyball. We're like, okay, you know. And I feel the same way about Slam Dunk. I was binging and I love my son, my redhead dumb son, you know, just all that power doesn't know what to do with it, you know, it just reminds me of days I used to play basketball and how I had all that raw power too. But like with Burning Kabaddi, it's like the characters are cute and adorable and like the sport in itself is interesting, but I just didn't get that heartwarm feeling when I was watching it. And maybe that's only episode 1, so I'm probably judging it unfairly. But eventually I would like to go back to it, but I just didn't get that feeling. Hopefully with Remain coming out, I get that because it looks cute. Plus they have a Nigerian.
I'm about to say I'm watching Remain because they got a black dude on the team. You got 12 episodes at bare minimum out of me on that because I see a black character. I gotta show the love.
And he seems so like innocent and cute, and I like that because normally with those characters, he's like kind of whatever, but he looks literally just so like, oh my god, we're gonna play, and I'm like, oh my god, it looks so cute. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. So.
Yeah, like I said, the sports animes are they are improving. Like we're getting roughly about at least every year we're getting at least 5 to 6 sports animes that need to be checked out. Which is but that's a big thing because people didn't intend to go to sports animes like that for the longest. The longest, people didn't watch sports anime. I truly believe that, like I said, every now and then you got one throughout the years, going back to the 90s. But I truly believe Haiku might have broke that mold.
And Crocono Basket, people are always
and Crocono Basket. Those two, I hear this on the timeline a lot. But Haiku, you want to talk about the stands that I heard before I even watched the show. They were absolutely intense on my timeline. I was like, boy, ain't this a volleyball anime? Why y'all getting after this like this, dog? And I watched the first episode. And when I saw Hinata like literally go fucking Super Saiyan after a shot, I was like, all right, I'm in.
I need y'all to understand that if Haikyuu is my introduction to sports anime. If it can make someone like me who is not a sports person at all and has never been a sports person, a lover of sports anime, that's why I put Haikyuu on such a pedestal because I'm not a sports person. I was a band nerd, never played a sport, never been interested in watching any type of sport. Then I watch Haikyuu and I'm just like, I love this show. Why haven't I known about this show?
I felt the same way. I did.
With me, I played sports, but like I always hated watching sports because I was more of like, if I'm not in the game, what the am I watching it for? Like I'm not
that mentality as well.
So watching Haikyuu, I was like just like if you're just a sports lover in general, it doesn't matter if you're a volleyball fan, just a sports lover in general, just how they explain like the gym and like how they hear the squeaks in the in the gym from the sneakers and like just watching my warm up, it got very nostalgic for me. And of course all the characters are adorable and I'm just like having those practices. You have a rival. I had a rival on my team too, so it's like it gave me that that nostalgic feeling. So
it's very hard to hate a character on Haikyuu. Like even if you don't like them at first, eventually you like them.
Tendo, I couldn't stand Tendo, but he made me laugh.
I love him. He's one of my top characters. Like it's Hinata, Tendo, Kuro, and recently Kita from Inarizaki.
Okay.
Who was, and this might be a hot take, who's a better captain to me than Ushiwaka. And that's just on period. Because look, when you watch season 4, a captain is more than just the best person on the team.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Kita, and this is a spoiler. I know I'm getting into my Haikyuu back.
Wait, no, don't do it. No, wait. How big of a spoiler is it? Don't do it to me. Is it a big spoiler?
It's not a huge spoiler, no.
Right.
But the thing is, Kita's not a regular. Like he's on the team, but he's not a regular, right? And what makes Keita such, and he's the captain. So what makes Keita so potent is because when he gets on the court, they all really respect him. They shape the fuck up, and he's in tune with everybody when they are on the team. And I think, and people might disagree with that because they love Ushiwaka. Like Ushiwaka's a cool captain, but I compare this to how I compare it to Ushiwaka makes his team powerful by being the best on the team, which is great. But Keita takes it to another level. I'm not the best on the team, but I'm gonna make sure y'all gonna be the best.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be the captain and make sure y'all are up to par with how we need to be. And but I care about y'all and stuff.
And those are the characters that people tend to like have the most beef with because they put a mirror to you, but it's out of love. Like, you know, like I see what you're capable of. So if you're not doing that shit, I'm gonna call you on it. And that's kind of what I used to do. But so I love those characters like that because like, and even how they kind of went into that where like they were like, yeah, whatever. When they first introduced him, you know, he's not gonna be on the team. How his grandma kept saying like, you know, just you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. I was just
but that line right there is very key because if you've ever played sports, you never know who's watching you and using you as motivation. And I was like, that's very
and even
true.
outside of sports. Because like today, and this is like getting to my personal, because I work on an inpatient unit, and I'm getting to the hang because it's my first time working on an inpatient unit. And one of the patients told my supervisor in a family session that they wanted a counselor who is close to them in age because that like the patient felt like connected to me when I held group sessions, and like that really made me happy because you never know who's watching you. Like y'all said, y'all never know who's watching you, who really connects with you by how you hold yourself and stuff. And that's really important. So that, and that's why I say outside of sports, because that really made me excited because this is what I've been wanting to do for like a long time. So it really like you never know who's watching. Like keep doing what you need to be doing.
No, I want to agree. Like I will keep it short, but it's like when I was weightlifting, like in college, I was like going through a really tough workout. There was another girl in the gym. She was like running elliptical. And I remember I had stopped and I was done, and she stopped me. She was like, "I will let you know, you were literally like my motivation throughout this whole workout. So, like I was watching you this whole time, and you literally made me not want to quit." And I was like, I will hug you, but I'm tired. Thank you so much.
Anime has a way of relating to you in life in so many ways. That's why I think anime, honestly, I think us four for sure could say that anime can relate to our lives in some way, shape, or form, and it helps because it's like we sometimes see ourselves in the anime that we are watching. We might see a situation that happens, we're like, God damn, that's a little bit too close to home, and that's what. Like literally, especially sports, because again, I played football all the way up to college as well, and so sports relates to me in general, and so that's all. That's one of my three, my holy try, like sports, video games, and anime. That's my triforce. That's literally what I enjoy. So sports anime just happen to relate, and the fact that it relates to you in so many ways, it's like okay, I can see why it can be motivating and stuff. And yeah, it's true. Like you never know who's watching you. That's the scary part. You never. And somebody said that other day about podcasts, and they were like, "You never know who actually clicking the links. You never know who's listening. You never know who's taking notes, who's using you as motivation." So it's like, keep going. You might not have. You might not know who is paying attention, and you just never know. So I like that. Okay, we tied it into real life. Okay, y'all. Okay, I feel it. I feel it, y'all. Wait, it's on me, huh? Did you want to say any more about BackFlip? No, I apologize.
Check it out, please. Like at least watch the first episode. At least very much so listen to the opening because Sentimental fucking did that shit, okay?
We putting it in your top 5? Where's it at? Where's it at?
God damn. Top 5 for the season?
Yes, just for the season.
Oh, for the season? Shit, it might be top 3.
Okay, fair enough. I'm curious. I got my list too, and I got to all the way to 10 openings that I enjoyed this season, but we'll get into that.
Oh wait, the opening? Oh, yeah. It might be one. It might be one or two because Pink Blood from To Your Eternity is by Utada Hikaru, and she be holding.
Listen.
She has been having us by the neck since Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Look, I can't.
Yes.
My good sister.
Not to play it, right?